small, or just like this one tonight. This is heat number 11. There in red is Andy Smith. On the inside, just 1 point so far. Tommy Knudsen, a maximum man, 6 points from 2 rides. Chris Louis, unlucky with the first race fall, and just the 3rd place. And on the outside is Craig Boyce, who won his first race. Here we are at the tapes, and away they go. Once again, it's going to be Vital, the man in blue, who makes it there. Tommy Knudsen, can he win another one? Round the outside in white goes Chris Louis. He's fast and furious, the Ipswich wider. Tommy Knudsen is left back behind in blue there, and coming through in 3rd place is Craig Boyce. The battle is joined. Chris Louis is looking fast here, Peter.
Yes, he is. There seems to be 2 different tracks developing here, Tony. There's the slippery bit round the inside, and there's so much grip seems to be appearing now on the outside. And like I said, Chris Louis used that absolutely perfectly to go around the outside of Tommy Knudsen.
Knudsen didn't seem to have the speed he's been showing, though, to catch him, and he just is stuck back there in 2nd place.
Well, I think he was just caught out there, Tony, because I don't think Tommy had realised that all that dirt seems to be working now so good around the outside. But it's great to see Chris Louis now, the English lad, out in front.
Yeah, Tommy Knudsen in blue there is in 2nd place, but way out in front there now is Chris Louis, and he needs the points to consolidate his position in the Grand Prix standings. He certainly gets them here. He has time to look back as he takes the checkered flag. In 2nd place, Tommy Knudsen, which takes him on to 8. And back in 3rd place in yellow and black, the Australian Craig Boyce. But a great ride for England's Chris Louis.
You actually see Knudsen there in the blue helmet make the start. I don't think he's realised that the outside is working so well. He's just rode round the inside, and Louis there on that dirt. And look at the speed he's got there. All that grip as he goes by completely takes Knudsen by surprise and inflicts the first defeat on him.
Well, Knudsen there has Chris Louis in his sights, but a long way away. And really, there was no chance for the Dane to catch him there. With a lap to go, he knew it was all up, and Chris Louis was certainly the winner. On now to heat number 12, where in the yellow and black helmet colours there is Henrik Gustafsson. He's on the outside, winning his first race, but trailed in last, 2nd time out. He needs to pick up points here. So too does Hans Nielsen, just 2 points from 2 rides, unusual for him. He's in white. Mark Aram's inside him. On the inside, Lars Gunnerstad. Nielsen to the bend, it's there first, and once he gets there, surely he won't be beaten, but the challenge is on. Gustafsson's left at the back. Laram comes through. In 3rd place is Lars Gunnerstad, but Nielsen isn't going to look back here. He's going to concentrate all the way to that checkered flag. Conditions don't get any easier. It's still wet, but for Hans Nielsen, no problems. Going a bit wide is Mark Laram, coming back onto line. But Nielsen here, this time so much better than before, Peter.
Yes, absolutely. He's certainly got the track weighed up now, hasn't he? It looks as though he's on course for his first heat win now, and he seems to be pulling away from the others. He's probably changed gear with his bike or something to make up for those 2 earlier defeats that he's had, and he seems to have got the right combination now for sure.
Mark Laram, though, still pretty good in 2nd place as they go with a lap to go. Laram looks certain of that 2nd place. Back in 3rd there is Lars Gunnerstad, but Hans Nielsen, wheel perfect now, lifting a shade, but keeping going, and the checkered flag almost in his sights for his first 3 points of the night as he tries desperately to get to that A final for the 5th time in a row. But in 2nd place, Mark Laram, 3rd in red, Lars Gunnerstad, but triumph for Hans Nielsen as he looks back. He acknowledges the other competitors, but there was no doubt about the class and no doubt about who took the checkered flag, and he did it from the first bend as he pulled away.
He did again. We saw another one of those classic starts there, and from what we've certainly become to expect from Nielsen. You know, now when he's got fresh air and there's no one in front of him, I can't really see anybody stopping Nielsen when he's in a mood like that, and everything seems to be going right for him.
What about track conditions now with 12 heats gone? Have they changed at all? Are they any easier?
It's getting a little easier, but you know, you're getting your slick pads on the inside, so you know, who dares can go in the outside, but it's a little risky going out there. It's probably taking chances, but that's what speed was about.
The points then after 12 rides. It's Tommy Knudsen on 8, just dropping a point at the moment. Amalenko also on 8 now. He's really picking up the pace. Tony Rickardson on 7 and Billy Hamill on 6. Mark Laram 6, Greg Hancock 6, Thomas Golub 6, and Hans Nielsen at last coming up there with a win. Louis on 4, Boyce on 4, Gustafsson 3, and Marvin Cox on 3 also. Gunnerstad 3, Stakeman in 2 points, Smith with 1 point, and Josh Larson still no score. Simon Wigg, it seems to me that a lot of people prepared to stretch it just a bit further there. Tony Rickardson really did run in to Thomas Golob, gave him a very, very hard time. I know he probably deserves it after some of the Grand Prix this year, but what are your comments on that? I think we can actually take a look at that as well, so perhaps you can talk us through it. I mean, Thomas Golob didn't look like a happy chappy.
No, but I mean, he's dished out his fair share of elbows this season, and I think it's really just somebody just getting his own back. But I think he moved out to try and keep everything moving, but Tony has been doing this quite regularly, turning back. When people have tried to sort of take him out, he's already switched back to the inside and caught them with their pants down a bit. It's a fantastic first turn, and then squeezed Golob up and left him nowhere to go except shut the throttle off. And you know, I'm sure there's a few boys in the pits to see, happy to see Golob get a bit of a nudge for once.
He's not been quite as clean as perhaps a few people would have wanted. He's certainly been one of the tough guys out there in Grand Prix, hasn't he, Golob?
Well, that's right, but that's what it's all about. I mean, Golob's there to win and do his best, and he's not scared of reputations, and certainly gets stuck into it and does the best he can. Makes
for exciting racing as well. Sam Amalenko, Barry, he looks like he's picking up the pace now. Yeah, the American, all-American Heat 2. He looked very determined in that.
Sam had to start making it, Keith, because if he doesn't get the points in the next 2 meetings, he's going to have to pre-qualify, and I think nobody really wants to go to that Italy meeting, so he's got his act together, I think, and he's going to do well tonight.
Well, we'll wait and see what happens with Amalenko. Jason, I've done this on purpose. You can talk about the Brits with us if you like. Chris Louis not had a very good night so far, and then he goes out and beats the man in form. Tommy Knudsen absolutely beats him fair and square. He obviously isn't demoralised after his earlier rides.
No, he made a terrific start off gate 3, and he got to the dirt before Tommy Knudsen did, and you know, he pulled away from him at the end of the race. And Chris is one of the fastest riders around when he gets in front, and he certainly proved it there.
The track is, for my money, it still looks to be a little bit sort of difficult to predict exactly where it is apart from that dirt. I mean, how do you see it developing now? Have you seen any difference in this in the first 12 heats?
Well, the ridge of dirt is definitely getting bigger on the outside, and when the guys are hitting it, they are jumping a little bit. But maybe they're going to drag the track now and make it a little bit smaller, the ridge, and it'll be better then.
Simon, Hans Nielsen made a bit of a comeback. 2 points off the first couple of rides wasn't exactly what we were expecting from the man that leads this Grand Prix. Finally comes back. He's not dropped his head at all, has he?
No, I mean, you can see by that interview with Hans, he's still feeling very confident, even though he's only got sort of 5 points now at this stage. He still feels he's up there, and you know, and really, if you look at the races that he dropped the points in, he's still really there in the thick of things. He wasn't really off the pace. It was just a victim of circumstances in the conditions, and his last race proved he is every bit as fast as he needs to be in order to win races. So Hans will be there or thereabouts at the end of the meeting. You can always guarantee that.
Well, it's the finals that count, and we're just over the halfway point in the qualifying heat. Back to the team in Denmark for number 13.
Heat 13, the man in the white helmet colours is Craig Boyce, who won his first race and disappointingly just got 1 point from his remaining 2. Marvin Cox is on the outside in yellow and black, just 3 points so far. On the inside, Henrik Gustafsson, who won his first heat and then had a couple of ducks. Josh Larson in his first Grand Prix is still pointless after 3 rides. Vital for all of these to pick up points if they're going to get towards the important A and B finals. Starting marshal having a few problems. The track a shade drier. Here we go. Away from the inside now. In red there is Henrik Gustafsson, but he's beaten to the drop by Josh Larson. But round the outside goes Craig Boyce. And Boyce now is out front, pursued by Larson back in second place. The challenge is on now. The man in third place is Marvin Cox. Coming through in red there is Henrik Gustafsson to pick up second place. The determination of Craig Boyce out front keeps him in front, and that's exactly how he rode when he won his other heat. It's really in front or nothing for the Australian. In second place now, Gustafsson is there, going wide and out of it at the back is the unfortunate Josh Larson. He's trailing them. There's something wrong with his machinery seemingly, but nothing wrong with the machinery here for Craig Boyce. Once again, Peter, he rides a determined line when he gets it out front.
Yes, he certainly does. I mean, earlier on in that race, the riders were all over one another. I mean, you could have put a blanket over all 4 of them at one stage before Larson seemed to run out of track. But it's certainly Boyce now, and Gustafsson's in pursuit, but I don't think he's going to catch him.
And Marvin Cox is back in third place, but the checkered flag and the 3 points is going to go to Craig Boyce here, ahead of Henrik Gustafsson and Marvin Cox for the minor placings. And Gustafsson now certainly needed a couple of points there, and Craig Boyce goes on to 7 and has a chance of making the big races. The winner, Craig Boyce in white.
Well, we've got that rear-mounted camera again, and The rider in yellow and red there seems to be chasing, but that's Gustav